Hello and welcome back to another iRacing video. Today I got something different than normal. We do an enduro race at Watkins Glen, 3-hour race in the Lamborghini Evo GT3. Shout out to Emerald.k on trading paints for the livery as we jump straight into the qualifying. Practice was pretty hard because I never drove on this track before, so I had to build it up from the ground, but after 3 full stints of practice I get a pretty good lap. The best lap in practice was 41.1, so I hoped I could achieve that as well into going into qualifying. But as we going towards the chicanes, this went really well, but a little bit too wide on the last one, so we could go quicker through there. As we are now, you cannot really see it on the dashboard, but because I didn't put it into OBS, we were about 8 or 9 tenths above the, I think it's the fastest lap of qualifying, I'm not really sure, but something like that. So I didn't thought that this lap would be good enough to qualify high up the field. As we go through the last corner, we get a time of a 1.45.2, so that isn't really too bad, but still we qualified P27, but going into the race we went 2 places back to 29. So yeah, 29 is a little bit low, almost at the back of the field. I guess there were like 40 or 50 cars in total. So we have quite some place to gain. But I learned from some live streams that I watched that in enduro you gotta be pretty chill on the first laps, because a lot of carnage will be there. So as we go towards the green flag, we got a pretty annoying starting position here. So we are going green into the corner, so we already lost a little bit on the guys ahead, but let's just chill for the first lap and try to avoid everything. There's already a car really close behind us. So we went through turn 1 cleanly, going into the second corner. You can see the Porsche really fast, as the Ferrari almost lost it there on the exit, as we get a little run on him, but there's another car that you can see in the mirror, so I had to back out of it and just let them go, because I wanted to go cleanly through the first lap, as there is our first car that went off. So that means 1 car less. As there were 2 more going into this corner, they both go into the barrier. And another one here on the inside, I didn't see him, or couldn't see him because of the chassis. And another one over there, and another one here on the outside. So on the start we lost about 2 or 3 places, but just by being clean we managed to get at least 3 positions back. So as we go over the line, we are now in P23, as crew chief tells us P18. as we go around the outside trying to get him, but he has the better line, but we got a better exit as he also goes over to the right, so we can easily overtake him. So that's another position gain, as these guys were not really that quick, but most of the time you will see that a lot of these guys that are quick in qualifying aren't too good on a fully fueled car, as I have a pretty good exit coming out of the last corner, so we try to get around the outside, but he brakes really late. Also goes a little bit deep into the corner, but he makes it, so I need to tuck him back in the toe and try to get the move done into the next corner, although it's pretty hard to overtake into the chicanes. But as you can see, these Porsches have such a good straight line speed. So I have a little look here, but there's no way of overtaking here. So we are again really close, try to avoid contact here, because he takes a really he takes the line completely different than that I do. So I again try to sort of do a switchback move here. This time it didn't work out. Again he goes up to the inside and has a pretty bad corner, but still managed to get the same gap as before. So we are a lap later, still behind him. Get a really good exit here. Try to get up the inside for the next corner, but as you can see, again, Porsche has such a good straight line speed. But this time I stick it into the inside, get the move done, but then into this corner in every single session, practice, qualifying and in the race. I don't know, this corner, I'm just not taking it good. Also lose quite some time through there. As we go into the last corner, this is really my favorite opportunity, or overtaking opportunity, as I try to go around the outside, but there's a wall, so I cannot go through the wall. As I try to go around the outside this time, we managed to get it done. As he's still got a nose on the inside here, so I cannot squeeze anything. But right now we are up ahead. As you can see, the Porsche just sticks with us and closing in quite fast again. But this time I choose the inside to go onto the curb, bounce off it a little bit. So luckily we didn't bounce off into the side of him. So we are now need to catch up to the guys ahead. Already 2 seconds. But as you can see, they are in quite a big group. So there is another car that went into the barrier. But this group loses of course a lot of time, because they are fighting and some quicker people are behind. So they might start to fight against each other and then they will lose quite some time. As we are now already catched up with the Trident livery car. He goes a little bit deep into the corner. It's a really bad exit, so I go up the inside for the next corner. He didn't have the pace to stay on the outside. So that's an easy overtake. So now we can catch up with this guy ahead. This guy was a lot quicker than the rest of this pack. So we are now catched up with them. But he really has the same that I have with this group. We had some better pace. As I try to go up the inside, driving with the red livery car. But I squeezed him a little bit too much. in my opinion, so I let him go back through. As we were both quicker than the guys ahead, but we were pretty much stuck behind them, couldn't really overtake them. There is another victim that went into the barrier, as the Ferrari ahead of us, the blue one, went over the grass, so he might has a slowdown penalty. If so, then that will also be an easy one, but he didn't, as he goes really wide into this corner, so the Porsche sees an opportunity to go past him on the inside. And all I really needed to do is stay as close to the Porsche ahead, the black one with the yellow, red and purple stripes. So we are now at the back of this Falcon, going towards the inside. He brakes really late, so I might have a move on him here, but again on the outside into this corner. It's not my favorite corner to go overtake, but still on the outside we could manage to get it done, as he gives us a little tap on the back of the car. Right now we need to catch up again with this black car, because we had similar pace with each other, as he already overtook this guy. As again, lift off pretty early and then go as soon as possible again on the throttle, as I almost lost it through the last corner. But again on the inside, and the move is done, as he couldn't switch back. Right now just 2 cars to go still, because this car ahead will probably overtake them as well, and then we just need to try to make the gap as big as possible. As we go on to lap 18, Porsche goes through, Mercedes pretty bad exit, so I tried again on the outside, switch back, but he is really slow on the inside. I try to brake and lift everything, but he just didn't went onto the throttle. But still, that was my mistake. I should have braked a little bit more, so I didn't went into the back of him. So I take full responsibility for that. But still, we need to get on with our race. So we are right now in lap 29, closing in onto the end of the first stint, as we also catch some blue flag guys, as I might need to open a regulations book, because I have no clue what the blue flag means in these races. Because when you got multi-class racing, you blue flags work different, because the faster class needs to find a way around, but because we are all in the same class, I just didn't know if these were the F1 blue flag rules or the multi-class blue flag rules, so need to look into that, as we are going on to the final lap of our first stint. There we go. Just not enough fuel to get another lap. So we had a pretty good stint, if I say it myself. From P29 to P10. Maybe P9, because this car was sideways in the pits. As we fuel up and get some new tires, some new fresh rubber. So we do fall back towards P20, but that's virtually, we might be P10 or P11 or something. As you can see, P1 is also here, 6.5 seconds behind us, but he didn't pit. So that means that we are around 30 seconds behind him, I guess. This pit stop is something between 50 seconds to 1 minute. As we get out the pits B24 or something, I don't know. So we go over the curb, bounce off it, and almost lose it. So that's quite a few seconds lost here, as well as the slowdown, but that didn't affect anything. As we go on to the next lap, P14 right now. So there might be a few guys that still need to pit. As we go again over this curb, losing it, and now we fully spin it. I didn't brake early enough, but yeah, as you can see, there was something on the rear that broke. I tried to get ahead, and as I try to get back onto the track, as you can see here, completely put the steering to the right, but it just doesn't move. So we need to go back into the pits. That gives us a 2-minute towing, 2 minutes and 10 seconds. And above of that we get 8 minutes of repair, 8 to 9 minutes. As we are done with that. Yeah, almost 9 minutes of service time. So that's quite a lot of time loss. We are 6 laps behind P1. The next car to overtake is still ahead of us, or in the same lap I mean, and the next car is already 1 lap ahead of us, so this was a really demotivating moment for me, but still you can catch up with them because we had still about 2 hours to go, and there can happen a lot in those 2 hours. As there is another victim of the barrier, 2 victims. And I had this problem with my dashboard. I didn't really like the flags from Iracing itself, because it's you can put it in the middle of your screen, but it's really small, and 9 out of 10 times I didn't see it, so I had to hear it from the spotter. But now I got this problem because I put it into my dashboard without thinking, and of course knowing, as we are now overtaking the car ahead of us, so we unlapped ourselves. But the blue flag thing, I didn't know that I would spin and lose so many places, so for like 60% of the race I had a blue flag in my screen, so I couldn't see anything from the dashboard. But that is just how it is for this race. Next race that will be fixed. As we overtook some guys here. This guy as well has quite some damage on the back. As you can see, we are now 8 laps later, 8 to 10 laps later, and we already catched up with the next guys that we just overtook while we were 1 lap down, as this fellow Lamborghini goes off the track. But these guys were also pretty slow, so it didn't took that long before we could overtake them and get on to the next guys. But those guys were about 1 lap or something ahead as well, so I just needed to do my laps, be as quick as possible. I was quite consistent in this race. I tried to stay at least below 46, but of course sometimes when you're behind someone, then you cannot achieve those lap times. As I go around the outside, gives us a lot of room, so I can just go on throughout the last corner and get in front of him as he backs out, because he probably knows that I'm a little bit faster than he is. As we are going to speed up things, because these guys were all already a laps ahead of me. As there is another victim that went into the barrier, so we're not the only one. As we are now approaching the end of our second stint. Again, pretty solid stint, but we are still pretty far behind them, as I unchecked the tires because I didn't want to lose more time than needed, and just try to stay on these older tires and look how far they can go. At this moment I thought we could make it to the end, so if my maths are correct, we are able to drive to the checkered flag. So our last stint we get out at P37. As you can see, P35 is on the same lap as we are, and we made quite a big gap to the guys behind, so we unlapped ourselves and overtake them and got a right now a 10-second gap, as this guy goes a little bit too wide, so we can just go past him. But those guys behind, we also made a gap of 40 to 50 seconds, so that made me look a little bit different to the race again, motivates me a little bit more, as we let this guy go because he was quicker. So yeah, just try to stay with him and work our way together towards the next guys. as there is a back marker coming out of the pits. Almost lost it here on the exit. So that was an indication for me to maybe pit for new tires, if that would happen again. As I also got a little bit more confident again going through the chicanes. Took it a little bit different, a bit more straight, going into the corner more straight than as this guy is really slow on exit, so that's not that much time lost. But as you can see, we did lose already 1 second. Of course we had a little slide, as there was another victim that got took out. But as you can see, we are now 7 seconds behind the next car. So we might have another place here. As that Porsche just lets us go, or was out of fuel. I think he just lets us go. So we need to close in 7 seconds. So we came up to another car, another traffic car, and he just disappears. He got disqualified, I guess. So going into the last half an hour for the last stint.
Left side, clear left. The gap to Landman ahead.
as we are going now into the last few laps. 2 minutes left, but I might have miscalculated this last half an hour. I tried to calculate every single lap with how many fuel and time we had left, and at the last 3 laps I tried to do a little bit more lift and coast, but it didn't work out, as we right now we have 3.3 liters left, and you need 3.2 liters every single lap, so we need to go into the pits another time. A little bit unlucky, but it is what it is, as the leader is also closing in on us. So as we go into the pits, also too far back, so that's needed to wait here pretty long. I don't know why. I checked everything. Like, did I check a box or something? Did I do something wrong? But it just didn't let me go. As we go out of the pits, there you can see the leader that already crossed the line, and we didn't, so we needed to do another lap, but we could still catch one place. There was one guy in front of us, so well, that's not possible. We cannot lose any more places, but we can win still one place, as I already tapped the barrier into the first chicane. Luckily no big damage. But from this point on I just wanted to drive it back in one piece. So let's just stick with P31 and just drive it back home. So with the last stint we couldn't really do the pace. Every lap was in the 46. But I was quite slow compared to the other guys. As you could see, some guys that I was quicker into the first and second stint. Last stint I couldn't keep up with them, as we are doing a little show for the fans. Doing a little donut here, something like a donut. They've been watching 3 hours, so give them a little bit of entertainment at the end. But as we go towards the finish line, we finished our first enduro.
Okay, we're done.
Not really what I hoped to achieve, but still we did get some information from how to drive. As well, I should look at coming from practice, doing something about 2 minutes to 1:44.1. It's a really good improvement, and taking that into the race. Unfortunately, we had that one crash in this corner. Otherwise, we could have at least been top 3, because the guy that started in P16 was the race winner in the end. So comparing their pace to my pace, if everything went my way, then there was a chance of winning this. But it's racing, and if you make a mistake by yourself and go into the barrier, then you just need to take it. Keep on going. So next time I try try to stay out of the barrier and just make it in one piece. As we are going towards the pits, and I want to thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed this race, and we will do this one next week again, because this was really enjoyable. So I hope to see you guys next week.